China possesses strangely pristine natural lands, where time seems to stand still. From majestic mountains to quiet plains, each place has its own unique beauty, quiet but full of charm. Many landscapes remain a secret, although their beauty is comparable to any famous landscape. Let's explore the lands where nature silently tells a thousand-year-old story that has never faded. Honghai Beach, located in Liaoning Province, China, is one of the rarest natural wonders in the world, where the red color does not come from the setting sun, but from the land itself. In autumn, this entire coastal wetland is dyed a brilliant red by the Suaeda salsa, a special plant that only grows in brackish water and salty soil. When the conditions of salinity, light, and temperature reach the ideal level, the plant changes color from green to deep red, creating an endless carpet of vegetation that looks like fire burning on the water's surface. This phenomenon only occurs for a short time each year, making Honghai a unique destination for tourists and biologists. In the past, ancient sailors used the color of this land to predict the tide and when it was safe to sail. Today, this place is not only a rare coastal ecosystem recognized by the scientific community, but also a symbol of the peaceful, pristine, and magical beauty of Chinese nature. If Honghai Beach fascinates visitors with its magical red color on the water surface, Guifeng Scenic area makes people stunned by the giant granite blocks rising straight up to the sky like natural monuments. Located at the boundary between the plains and the lowlands of Jiangxi Province, Guifeng stands out with its vertical cliffs, some with strange shapes, such as turtle shells, pointed towers, or creatures, all carved by nature through millions of years of weathering without any traces of humans. The special thing about Guifeng is the dense network of cracks in the rock, making the blocks separate but still neatly arranged, as if coordinated by an invisible hand. Below are the green forests, creating a beautiful contrast between hard and soft, between quiet and lively. Up to now, this place has not been interfered with by modern concrete structures, keeping its wild beauty. making Guifeng an ideal destination for geological research and ecotourism. Leaving the towering cliffs of Guifeng, the fascinating journey leads us to Zhangye Danxia Geopark in Gansu Province, a place known as nature's oil painting. Here, the mountain ranges curve like waves, covered in red, orange, yellow, and white, forming brilliant geological layers stretching to the horizon. The unique colors are the result of the accumulation and compression of sandstone sediments over millions of years, combined with erosion by wind and water. After each rain, the colors of the mountains become even more vivid, as if someone had just painted them with a delicate brush. On the ancient Silk Road, merchants once stopped in this land, leaving a diverse and profound cultural mark. In addition to its spectacular visual value, Zhangye Danxia is also an open stone book for geologists to study the history of the movement of the Earth's crust in western China, where time is marked by layers of colorful mountains. Continuing south, the majestic flow of the Yellow River brings us to Hukou Waterfall, the only yellow waterfall in China, and also one of the most impressive natural phenomena in this region. Located on the border between Shanxi and Shanxi provinces, Hukou Waterfall is like a giant teapot tilting, pouring turbid water from a height of more than 20 meters into the narrow rock crevice below. The sound echoes like a continuous thunder, spreading for miles, making the whole space tremble. The characteristic yellow watercolor comes from the huge amount of silt that the Yellow River carries throughout its long journey, creating a fierce beauty that is rarely found anywhere else. On sunny mornings, the steam from the waterfall rises when it meets the light, creating brilliant halos in the air. In Chinese culture, Hukou is not only a symbol of the power of nature, but also an endless source of inspiration for poetry, painting, and legends about the fierce life on the golden land of the north. In contrast to the fierce and roaring Hukou Waterfall, Longji offers a completely opposite scene, gentle, graceful, and poetic. Nestled among the mountains of Guangxi Province, Longji terraced fields were hand-built by ethnic minorities over hundreds of years, winding along the mountainside like soft waves embracing the sky and earth. From afar, the terraced fields look like dragon scales. The name Longji also comes from that image. Each season, this place puts on a different appearance. Spring is like a mirror, reflecting the water. Summer is cool and green. Autumn is bright yellow. Winter is hazy in ice and fog. Not only a place for cultivation, Longji is also a living testament to the harmonious combination between humans and nature, between traditional farming techniques and rugged terrain. The lyrical beauty of this place makes anyone who has ever set foot here unable to help but be stunned by the sophistication that human hands have left on the mountainside. If Longji is a symbol of human softness and ingenuity in adapting to the terrain, then Zhangjiajie Wulingyuan is where nature shows its overwhelming magnificence without any intervention. Located in Hunan Province, this scenic area is famous for thousands of towering limestone pillars from 200 to more than 300 meters high, rising up in the sea of clouds like ancient towers forgotten in the sky. These stone pillars were formed through millions of years of weathering and erosion, with strange shapes reminiscent of the mythical world or science fiction paintings. Folklore has it that the gods themselves created these giant stone pillars after a fierce battle to protect the land from evil. The surreal beauty of Zhangjiajie has inspired Hollywood filmmakers, especially in the movie Avatar. Not only a visual wonder, this place also preserves many ecological and indigenous cultural heritages, making every step of discovery like being lost in another world, where reality and legend intersect. Do you believe that the magnificent landscapes like in science fiction movies actually exist in China? If these magical natural wonders leave you spellbound, then click register now to join us in discovering more mysterious, majestic, and never-before-seen lands from all over the world. Not stopping at the surreal beauty of Zhangjiajie, the journey to explore the wonders of China continues to lead us to Yunqiu Mountain in Honghai province, a granite masterpiece standing tall in the middle of low terrain. The name Tianzu is not accidental, because this place possesses towering vertical rocks, stacked on top of each other with strange precision, as if cut by supernatural hands. The cliffs at Tianzu show almost no signs of erosion. The sharp cuts and clear angles make scientists question the geological fault mechanism here. Not only that, at night, some rock surfaces reflect weak light at low frequencies, revealing strange crystal lattice patterns, a rare phenomenon. Since ancient times, Tianzu has also been considered an astronomical observation point thanks to its high position and wide view. The occasional unexplained light underground tremors make this mountain look both majestic and mysterious, attracting researchers and tourists who love the strangeness of nature. Taking a completely different approach to the landscape, we come to Huanglong Scenic Reserve in Sichuan Province, a place that is considered a heaven on earth, thanks to the system of sparkling terraced lakes stretching along the mountainside. The lakes here were not created by humans, but were formed from thousands of years of calcium carbonate precipitation, forming ivory-white limestone steps supporting the turquoise, blue, and pale yellow water. The color changes depending on the light and minerals. From above, Huanglong appears like a golden dragon winding through the mountains and forests, true to its name. The temperate climate, primeval forests, and the presence of rare species such as giant pandas and golden capuchin monkeys make this a unique ecological reserve. Geological studies have confirmed that the special limestone layer here helps stabilize the flow and maintain the lake structure throughout the 4 seasons. Both visually magical and rich in biological value, Huanglong is a place that makes visitors feel like they are lost in a mythical scene in real life. Transforming from the elegance of Huanglong to the rare majesty, DiaoShuilou Waterfall in Jilin Province offers a completely different feeling. This is a waterfall of volcanic origin, where the water flows from a height of more than 20 meters down a steep basalt cliff, creating a roaring water curtain in the middle of the deep forest. The special thing lies in the cliff itself. The basalt blocks here form straight hexagonal columns due to the lava shrinking during the cooling process, making the entire waterfall seem to be placed on the foundation of an ancient architectural work. Depending on the season, the water flow changes significantly. Especially in winter, the entire waterfall freezes completely, creating a crystal-clear layer of ice, but still has an underground flow inside. A strange phenomenon that intrigues geologists. Research also shows that the underground water system below is quite unstable, causing the waterfall structure to always move silently. The combination of volcanic elements, flowing water, and unusual rock formations makes DiaoShuilou one of China's most unique and little-known waterfalls. From the sound of the mighty waterfall of DiaoShuilou, the journey continues to take us to the Yandang Mountain range in Zhejiang Province, an ancient geological masterpiece that carries within it the intersection of geological ups and downs and surreal beauty. This mountain range stands out with vertical stone columns, deep canyons, and steep cliffs formed by tectonic activity millions of years ago. On those steep cliffs, ancient plants such as ferns, cymbidiums, and green mosses still firmly take root, creating an extremely unique ecosystem along the cliffs. Every morning, the mist rises gently in layers according to the height, creating a rare phenomenon of layered clouds, like white silk strips across the mountainside. Not only a scenic spot, Yandang was also once a shelter for ancient hermits, leaving behind narrow stone paths along the cliffs and the ruins of simple huts. Underground streams move along inclined strata, creating a stable year-round climate and a nearly self-sufficient ecosystem, making Yaodang both a majestic destination and a natural laboratory for researchers. Passing through the majestic and magical Yaodang, we come to a scene that is both familiar and strange at the Yunhe terraced fields in Zhejiang province, where nature and people together paint a vivid picture between layers of clouds and winding mountainsides. Unlike other famous terraced fields, Yunhe spreads over many winding mountain slopes, forming asymmetrical terrain layers like waves floating in space. The uniqueness of this place lies not only in the structure of the fields, but also in the way the water surface reflects light differently depending on the viewing angle. Just by moving a few steps, the color of a field can also change magically. In 2007, a research team discovered that the underground water here flows in the opposite direction of the slope, raising the hypothesis of an ancient underground system related to geological tectonics. In addition, during the flood season, many fields appear with thin white streaks like engravings, but there are absolutely no signs of artificial intervention. Van Hoa is a living testament to the complex relationship between nature and traditional agricultural civilization. Along with the soft beauty of Yunhe, Yunqiu Mountain on the eastern edge of the Loess Plateau offers a completely different look. Wild, mysterious, and full of geological depth. This is where ancient limestone blocks and primary sedimentary areas intersect, creating a distinctly stratified cliff system with a series of natural cracks, deep caves, and steep cliffs. The vegetation in Yunqiu is distributed according to altitude, creating layers of color interwoven between gray rock and green forest, making the landscape here look like it was cut into pieces with a knife. What particularly interested the scientific community was the discovery in 2003, a sealed rock crevice containing carved symbols about 60 feet deep, with a clear layout, but not matching any known ancient symbol system in northern China. Those lines have not been deciphered to this day. With its ancient topography, stratified flora, and unsolved archaeological mysteries, Mount Yunqiu is not only a breathtaking sight, but also a meeting point between nature and untold history. Hidden in the majestic border of Caobang, Zhangjiajie Waterfall appears like a symphony of water, rocks, and endless green forests. The white water flows from a height of more than 30 meters, divided into many soft layers like a silk strip across the mountains and forests, creating a murmuring sound that is both gentle and majestic. Standing in front of the waterfall, people cannot help but be overwhelmed by the pristine and wild beauty, as if lost in a vivid ink painting. There is something very special about Zhangjiajie, a beauty that is both familiar and surreal. Small rafts drift slowly on the Qi River, bringing visitors close to the foot of the waterfall, to feel the cool water vapor spreading on their skin, to see their hearts being washed away from the dust of the world. Amidst the sound of the waterfall and the cool green of the grass and trees, people easily forget all the worries, leaving only peace spreading deep into their souls. Zhangjiajie Waterfall is not only a natural wonder, it is also a place to find the most primitive emotions of human beings. From poetic Sapa, the road takes us further north, to Hejiang, where the rocky arcs curve like fragile threads connecting the earth and sky. Hejiang Loop is not an easy journey, but the ruggedness and danger of the rocky roads make the traveler's heart beat faster and more excited. Each bend, each high pass is a challenge, but also a wonderful reward for those who dare to open their hearts to wild nature. From the majestic Ma Pai Leng Pass overlooking the Emerald No Kui River to the small villages nestled at the foot of the Rocky Mountains, Hejiang overwhelms people not only with its majestic landscape, but also with the resilience of the people here. The red-cheeked children, the bright smiles in the cold, the barren cornfields still growing strong, all seem to whisper stories about a land that is both wild and full of humanity. After the mist of Sapa, Hejiang is like a fierce yet kind melody, ending the journey to the northwest with a deep silence in the heart. Saying goodbye to the gray, rocky land of Hejiang with its steep cliffs and winding rivers under the horizon, the journey leads us to the south, to the bustling Ho Chi Minh City, where the pace of life never stops. Different from the tranquility of the mountains and forests, this place welcomes us with the bustling sounds of vehicles, early morning cries, and the sparkling lights from high-rise buildings reflecting on the Saigon River. Saigon is a harmony of the past and the present. Among the modern streets are ancient structures, such as Notre Dame Cathedral, the Central Post Office, or cafes with an old but familiar flavor. It is a place where people can easily encounter a friendly smile, a cup of iced milk coffee on the street corner, or a sudden rainy afternoon that makes the heart suddenly calm down among the hurried crowd. From the cold wind of Hejiang to the warm sunshine of Saigon, from the depths of nature to the beat of the city, Vietnam appears not only as a strip of land, but as a piece of music filled with emotions. Each region is an irreplaceable note. Not stopping at the beauty of nature, the journey continues to take us back to ancient memories at My Sun Sanctuary, a cultural heritage hidden in the deep green valley of Quang Nam. Different from the softness and brilliance of Muchang Chai, My Sun carries within itself an ancient, quiet and sacred beauty, like an unfinished epic written in bricks, stones, and time. Not stopping at the beauty of nature, the journey continues to take us back to ancient memories at My Sun Sanctuary, a cultural heritage hidden in the deep green valley of Quang Nam. Different from the softness and brilliance of Muchang Chai, My Sun carries within itself an ancient, quiet, and sacred beauty, like an unfinished epic written in bricks, stones, and time. Therefore, after the peaceful yellow of Mukang Chai, My Sun Sanctuary opens another door, where time seems to stand still, so that we can admire the beauty of the past and listen to the echoes from the distant stone foundations. Not only stopping at the mountaintops with floating white clouds, the journey also takes us across the waves to the sea, to the Pearl Island of Phu Quoc, where nature has given Vietnam a heart-stoppingly beautiful tropical paradise. If Ba Na Hills takes us into a western dream among the clouds and mountains, Phu Quoc embraces our souls with blue sea, white sand, and brilliant sunset on the horizon. Here, every morning is a gentle melody of waves and gentle morning sunlight. Every afternoon is a brilliant picture when the sun gradually sinks into the sea, leaving the sky dyed red and the sails quietly drifting. We can wander among the fishing village, listen to the story of the sea, or simply sit on the sand, letting time pass by in rare peace. After the wonders of the mountains and forests, Phu Quoc is like a gentle embrace of the ocean, where people find peace, relief, and the most primitive vibrations in their hearts. Not only stopping at the mountain peaks with floating white clouds, the journey also leads us across the waves to the sea, to the Pearl Island of Phu Quoc, where nature has given Vietnam a heart-stoppingly beautiful tropical paradise. If Ba Na Hills takes us into a western dream among the clouds and mountains, Phu Quoc embraces our souls with blue sea, white sand, and a brilliant sunset on the horizon. Here, every morning is a gentle melody of waves and gentle morning sunlight. Every afternoon is a brilliant picture when the sun gradually sinks into the sea, leaving the sky dyed red and the sails quietly drifting. We can wander among the fishing village, listen to the story of the sea, or simply sit on the sand, letting time pass by in rare peace. So, after the wonders of the mountains and clouds, Hukou is like a gentle embrace of the sea, where people find peace, relief, and the most primitive vibrations in the heart. In addition, if the journey takes us away from bustling cities like Da Nang to return to the peaceful countryside, then Nui Kok Lake in Tai Nguyen will be a poetic stop. This place does not stand out for its majesty or modernity, but it makes people speechless by the immense beauty of the water surface, of the green islands reflecting the clouds and sky, and of the fairy tales still lingering in the wind. Nui Kok Lake is not just an artificial lake. It is a place where nature and the soul meet. Early in the morning, mist and smoke drift over the lake's surface. The scenery is as hazy as a watercolor painting. In the afternoon, the golden sunlight spreads across the mirror-like water surface, bringing a rare feeling of tranquility and peace. We can sit for hours by the lake, just to listen to the birds singing, the leaves falling, and our hearts suddenly calm down amidst the hustle and bustle of life. For that reason, after the brilliant colors of Da Nang, Nui Kok Lake is like a gentle lullaby for us to rest, breathe slowly, and feel a truly peaceful Vietnam. Moreover, if you crave a sea that is both wild and gentle, Quy Nhon will be the destination that makes your heart flutter at first sight. Not as noisy as Nha Trang, nor as crowded as Da Nang, Quy Nhon possesses a genuine beauty, where the blue sea embraces the golden sand dunes, and the mossy cliffs whisper the story of wind, waves, and time. Dawn in Quy Nhon is a magical moment. When the sun rises from the sea, shining the first rays of light on Reo Geo, Kai Ko, or Bai Jep, everything seems to awaken, radiant and surprisingly lively. There, people also live more slowly, to enjoy a fresh seafood meal by the sea, to listen to the sound of the waves lulling you to sleep at noon, or simply to relax in the pure nature. So, after the dreamy Nui Kok Lake, Quy Nhon brings a different feeling. That is, the openness, freedom, and fascination of a sea that has never lost its original pristine beauty. Nha Trang brings a bustling and radiant feeling like a summer festival, while Con Dao is a place for us to slow down and listen to the deep sounds of the past and nature. This remote archipelago appears as a quiet place in the middle of the ocean, where every wave, every wind, carries a feeling that cannot be named. Con Dao is not only beautiful because of its pristine beaches, emerald green water, or brilliant coral reefs at the bottom, but also because of the sacredness that pervades the space. It is a place where every step on the path leading to Hang Duong Cemetery makes us quiet in reverence. Amid the incense and flickering candlelight, stories about the deceased still seem to echo somewhere in the wind. Therefore, after the bright and modern colors of Nha Trang, Con Dao is like a quiet song, reminding us of values that cannot be seen with the eyes, but always live forever in the hearts of Vietnamese people. Returning to the northern mountainous region, Mu Kang Chai appears as a masterpiece of heaven and earth and human hands, where the terraced fields gently curve along the hillsides like skillful strokes on a majestic canvas. Without a blue sea or sacred relics, Mu Kang Chai conquers the hearts of travelers with its rustic, pure, and breathtakingly peaceful beauty. In the rice ripening season, the whole space seems to be dyed a brilliant yellow in the afternoon sunlight. The wind blows, the sparkling rice flowers lean in the sunlight, shimmering like the sea surface of the mountains and forests. Hmong villages nestle among the clouds, children's laughter echoes amidst the sound of rice pounding, all creating a vivid picture filled with humanity. Therefore, after the quiet and sacred echoes of Con Dao, Mu Kang Chai brings a different feeling. Gentle, profound, and surprisingly beautiful, like a rustic love song rising from the heart of the northwest mountains and forests. Leaving Ban Giok, the journey continues to take us to another masterpiece of Vietnam, Ha Long Bay, where the blue sea embraces thousands of majestic limestone islands. Every morning, when the mist still lingers over the towering cliffs, the whole bay seems to be immersed in a magical dream, making people's hearts suddenly quiet with emotion. On the yacht gliding gently through the clear water, we seem to be lost in a fairy tale world, where there are strangely shaped rocky islands, caves with sparkling stalactites, and the sound of waves whispering stories of thousands of years. There are moments when just sitting quietly on the deck, watching the red sun set in the middle of the blue water, is enough to make our hearts strangely peaceful. Ha Long is not only beautiful, this place also makes people calm down, to feel the magic and sacredness of nature that no words can fully describe. When the last thin mist gradually disappears on the surface of Ha Long Bay, we go back up to the highlands, where Sapa town appears and disappears among the clouds and mountains. The beauty of Sapa is not noisy, not overwhelming at first sight, but gently creeps into the mind like the clouds drifting across the mountain slopes. The dawn in Sapa is a magical moment, when the first sunlight of the day shines on the terraced fields, shimmering like a soft golden carpet, when the crowing of roosters echoes through the villages, and when the fragrance of the mountains and forests blends with the cold mist, gently touching the skin, awakening all the senses. People come here to find the sweet cold, to watch the clouds hovering over the roofs of the Hmong, Dao, Tay houses, and to let their hearts melt before the simplicity, rusticity, and depth of the highlands. The waves of Ha Long, the clouds of Sapa, each land gently touches the soul, making us realize that the beauty of Vietnam is not only shown through the scenery, but also lingers in deep emotions that cannot be expressed in words. Going back in time and space from the hustle and bustle of Saigon, we come to Hukou, a city of nostalgia and silence. If Saigon is the bustling rhythm of drums, Hukou is the sound of the zither softly resonating along the Huang River. Stepping through the Yunqiu Mountain gate, touching the mossy walls of the ancient citadel, we seem to be led back to a golden age that has passed, where each brick, each roof tile, contains an untold story. Hukou is not hasty, not ostentatious. This city is gentle like a purple dress in a drizzling afternoon, like the echoing voice of a song from the river, like a bowl of rustic yet heartwarming mussel rice. Here, time seems to slow down, so we can listen to ourselves, to feel the beauty that comes from silence and depth. When the sounds of the southern urban areas, Hukou is like a necessary pause, where the heart is healed by ancient emotions and intact over the years. Continuing the journey through the heritage land, we come to Hoi An, where time seems to have stopped to preserve each lantern light, each mossy tile roof, each leisurely step on the small street covered in yellow. Not as noisy as Saigon, not as quiet as Hukou, Hoi An is a poetic blend of antiquity and peace, between the Vietnamese soul and the breath of many cultures. In Hoi An, every afternoon is a quiet love song. The late afternoon sunlight dyes the old walls yellow. The Huai River flows quietly, reflecting the silhouettes of light boats. The flower lanterns slowly follow the waves, carrying the whispered wishes of many people. Every street corner, every coffee shop, every handicraft stall carries the soul of the people of Quang, rustic, sincere but profound. Hoi An opens up like a warm sky, where people not only come to admire, but also to live slowly, to remember a gentle memory forever. Do you love Vietnam like me? If so, don't forget to subscribe to the channel to explore the beauty of this wonderful country together. Leaving the gentle Hoi An in the lantern light, we follow the coastal road to Ba Na Hills, the place known as the paradise on earth of Da Nang. Completely different from the ancient look of Hoi An, Ba Na appears like a dream in the sky, where brilliant European architectural works stand out among the vast green forest and misty fog. Each step on the famous Golden Bridge, the giant hands supporting the road in the sky, makes us exclaim in amazement. On the mountaintop, the cool air, the fairy tale castles, the sound of temple bells ringing in the clouds, all create a magical space, both splendid and peaceful. With the poetic silence of Hoi An, Ba Na Hills brings a completely new feeling, overwhelming, soaring, and magical, as if we are lost in a fairy tale book opening in real life. Along with the beauty of Phu Quoc Island, Phong Nha, Ke Bang and Quang Binh, takes us deep into the heart of Mother Earth, where nature hides its most mysterious wonders. If Phu Quoc is the lullaby of the waves, Phong Nha is a deep song, echoing from caves millions of years old, where every drop of water carries the breath of time. Entering Sundung, or Phong Nha Cave, it feels like entering another world, where majestic stalactites hang down from the cave ceiling, where the emerald green underground river weaves through the immense darkness. The air is cool. The sound echoes in the heart of the mountain. All senses are awakened by the wild and mysterious beauty that has never been touched. That is why, after the brilliant light of the ocean, Phong Nha is a journey into the depths of nature, where humans are small before the greatness of the earth and sky, and all emotions seem to settle down, strangely pure. In contrast to the quiet and mysterious Phong Nha, Da Nang appears full of vitality, like a youthful heartbeat in the heart of the central region. This city is not only famous for its bridges that are brightly lit at night or the Mai Khe beach stretching in the sun, but also for the friendliness and dynamism that radiates from every street and every smile of the people here. Da Nang is a place where we can start a morning by watching the sunrise over the sea, then strolling along the modern streets, stopping by Khan Market to eat a bowl of delicious Quang noodles, and ending the long day by sitting by the Han River, watching the Dragon Bridge breathe fire in the brilliant lights. There is something that makes people love Da Nang easily, a harmony between modernity and tradition, between a fast pace of life and very ordinary emotions. Therefore, after the majestic depths of Phong Nha, Da Nang is like a breath of fresh air, where life flows with energy, where we can both experience and love in our own unique way. Besides the salty beauty of Quai Nan's Sea, Dalat invites us with a completely different charm, gentle, quiet, and enchanting like a sad love song in the misty plateau. This city of thousands of flowers does not need too many words to make people fall in love. Just a thin mist drifting across Xuanhuang Lake at dawn, or the gentle fragrance of mimosa flowers at the entrance of the alley, is enough to make anyone's heart suddenly quiet. In Dalat, time seems to slow down. The small winding slopes, the cafes nestled under old tiled roofs, the drizzling rain sparkling on the old pine trees, all contribute to weaving a space that is both real and dreamy. This is where people come to love, to remember, or simply to find a quiet version of themselves. After the wild and open beauty of Quy Nhon, Dalat appears like a sweet silence, where all emotions are let go with the cold wind and then imprinted forever in the gentle memory. If Dalat is a love song in the middle of the cold mountains and forests, Nha Trang is a brilliant song of sunshine, wind, and the blue sea. This central coastal city has a bright and vibrant beauty, where the sun never sets, the waves never sleep, and emotions are always full like sails filled with wind in the open sea. Nha Trang not only has long beaches with fine white sand, but also possesses pearl islands such as On Mun and Hon Tam, where the water is so clear that you can see schools of fish swimming through colorful coral reefs. Walking on Tran Phu Street, watching the quiet purple sunset sea, or enjoying a cup of coffee by the waves, we suddenly feel small in the midst of the vast and extremely close beauty. So, after the gentle and dreamy Dalat, Nha Trang brings a contrasting but equally charming feeling, the freshness, bustle, and excitement of the summer days that never end.